afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of Strike, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on Holwart and Defender. Between the east, we got who run Bartertown, fighting here for the Soviet Union for the 6th Guards Tank Corps. Versus in the west, we got Apathyprime, fighting for the Oberkommand West and Deutschland for the Reich. Taking on the role here of the 3rd Panzer Division. We've got here Scavenge Doctrine, Special Operations, and Elite Armored versus Guard Motor, Mechanized Support, and 3rd Combined Arms Army with Infantry Bulletins here versus Guards and Heavy Mortar Bulletins. So, who run Bartertown is very likely to be going for Guard Motor, which tends to be, there we go, in fact, the pretty much straight up most top tier choice there for the Surge at the moment. They pretty much, in most cases, go for that one at the moment. So that's going to be a bit of a rough start here, potentially for Apathyprime, who of course also has Scavenge, which tend to be sort of like that for the Oberkommando West though. Got Bartwire down here, Kuban heading northwards, grabbing territory there. Trying to secure the center here to ensure that who run Bartertown can't just rush up against them there. Volkswagen is moving up, he's going to push towards the north as well, keep a bit more focus there. Who run Bartertown is heading southwards with a double engineer start by the Penal Troopers, one of these sort of, I think, more currently popular starts. Otherwise, there's of course the maximum spam start, some conscript start, but the full conscript start itself hasn't quite been as popular lately. But again, going for double engineers with penal troops basically means you can grab a lot of territory in the early game, securing it faster, not ensuring you don't suffer too much territorial loss because you go for the Strafniki start here. Got a scout car on the way there for who run Bartertown. Penal troops here versus John Pioneers in the center. Assault rifles versus semi-automatic rifles. Fun fact about the Soviet semi-automatic rifle, they was actually based on a fully automatic battle rifle. The problem was it was too powerful and the recoil would basically eventually break the rifle itself. So they turned it down to a semi-automatic rifle and thusly the SVT-40. Little fun fact there. Storm Pioneers by sort of popping in and out. They're doing some quick reconnaissance in case they snag up there. But in this case, who run Bartertown is basically waiting here patiently. And Apathyprime is just one. In this case, he just disengages, waiting here now for the scout car. I mean, it doesn't really matter if they're popping in and out there. If he's not going to care about them, he'll just drive past them in his shiny new Lend-Lease vehicle. And the South Engineers moving ahead here. Need to get moving further on. There'll probably be another penal trooper squad here soon enough for who run Bartertown. And there you go, scout car rolling ahead. Volkswagen's now inside the church, by the church again, basically putting the same stump, but that's not going to matter now. Again, the Russians drive right past them, straight here for the cut-off point. In the south again, you need to see the Sturm Pioneers. Nothing to tie them down, basically. The Sturm Pioneers advancing, and there we go. Tree rather dramatically splits in bits. And there you go, pressuring around the cut-off point. Penal troopers there, and he also needs to be careful with the scout car. There you go, mentioning the point neutral, but can't really maintain it. There's overall just too many Volkswagens nearby. He could try to pull back into cover. In this case, he actually seems to be trying to grab it fully. Scout car pulling back here alongside the penal troopers. Kuban moving up support as well here from the south. Engineers are in fact falling back entirely. In fact, it's a full retreat here for who run Bartertown across the entire map. Penal troopers on the way there for him. Volkswagens moving about. Scout car running back there. Heart on the heels. Point there secured. Well, part on the pedal, really. Back pedal anyways. Scout... Schwerwehrmachtschlepper on the way for Apathyprime, going to try and take up then. Battle Group Headquarters, Mechanized Regiment, both could work out. We'll of course have to see what Apathyprime aims for. Second penal troop squad by there has arrived for who run Bartertown. Troops are healing, reinforcing, scout coming fixed up. In the south there, Sturm Pioneers grabbing the munitions, and further south, victory point being grabbed here by the Volksgrenadiers. No, well, they can sort of reasonably support each other if need be. Volksgrenadiers occupying the church here, ready to shoot at anyone in here. Volksgrenadiers as well, occupying up, and ready to shoot down anyone who gets a bit too close there. Scout car setting up, penal troops engineers here healing, reinforcing, sending out. So not a lot of forces on the way here for who run Bartertown, but so far he on the other hand packs a lot more firepower individually, plus with the scout car he's also got a lot more mobility in Apathyprime, so he can overall react a lot more aggressively and act more aggressively than Apathyprime can at the moment. He does have a scout car now, so if well handled it can quickly knock out the scout car and thusly leave who run Bartertown in a bit more of an awkward position. Penal troopers quickly retreating up north here, interestingly enough. Perhaps he's preparing for an attack elsewhere. Scout car with the flamethrowers have a potent combo. And there we go, we got the Volkswagens immediately falling out there, otherwise they would suffer quite a bit of damage as flamethrowers do get damage bonuses, especially units in heavy cover and structures. They would do it also versus units in light cover, but that was deemed a bit too good. Over here, healing, reinforcing again. It's a bit some time before calling the guardsmen. And the South Force here versus the Scout camp retreating. The Battle Group headquarters is just going up here, which of course means he's going to focus on healing and maybe some light infantry guns first. Otherwise, you know, he could have gone for mechanized regiment and maybe try and get out a Luxia versus who run Bartertown. Again, we're finding about the engineers moving up with penal trooper support. Of course, got the other scout car there, rolling hit, crashing through the crates, shattering them like boxes of made of wood. Yeah. Folks are standing about there watching vigilantly. Sturmpans bring up their Kuban supporting. Northwoods folks is also seizing territory there for the Reich. And we got the penal troops moving up there. Here, points are being secured. Sturmpan is heading southwards. There we go. Sturmpan's engaged here with the scout car. Also, fun fact, the Germans also ran their own sort of penal trooper units. Fun fact, and there we go, again up top, the scout crew, and even loses the engineers. Remember, units transport vehicles have a chance of getting annihilated entirely if they remain in it as it blows up. That thing, by the way, also applies to the 250 half deck, despite, you know, not having the ability to troops fire out of it. But it can happen there. But basically, any sort of transport vehicle can have a chance of doing that, and that's basically what happened here. So that was quite a loss there to who run Bartertown, plus both the scout cannoneers and now there's just corpses everywhere. Penal troops moving forward here though. And we got Garsman out here for who run Bartertown. He immediately gets the light machine gun there, obviously a very good upgrade for the Garsman, just really increases the firepower, particularly the veterans, they just become really, really mean. Folks here suffering out though, they're not going to last long versus the penal troops, but he's probably going to try and get some damage nonetheless. He could, I think, tried flanking the penal troops with the Kubelwagen, but instead decides to fire here from the front, where overall the Kubelwagen won't do as much damage. Assault rifles up there for the Volksgruppe in this case though, not in time, and the penal troops also end up retreating here. Perhaps feeling they can't quite deal with the Kubelwagen there. Up north, you've got more assault rifles, penal troops are going for the munitions point. Bit of a shootout here. And the South engineers retreating, Guardsmen moving up, almost done with the light machine guns, so we got more Guardsmen, obviously. Going for a lot of Guardsmen tends to be very popular amongst the Soviet players, since again, Guardsmen are pretty good once upgraded with the light machine guns. Again, they do have quite the damage output and can do a lot of damage to, well, most things really. Plus, of course, due to being 6-man, they're also pretty durable. And there we go, Kuban being flanked, suffering several hits there from the PTRS rifles. And he's about to lose it here if he's not careful, just a few more hits. Almost got it, we got Bartertown for their folks goes inside the house. Not entirely sure what's insisting on having them there. Should try and react here to the Guardsmen. Guardsmen, they could easily go for the Carve point. Troops are healing, reinforcing. We got the second Guards got arriving, can also upgrade them with light machine guns, but perhaps isn't quite paying attention to that, going for the Carve point. Penal troopers slowly losing out to the Volks. The assault rifles do give a bit of edge there. Note the assault rifles on the Volks going to lose. Overall, actually increase the DPS. Some people seem to think it's only short to mid-range, but it's also long-range, gives them more firepower than just having rifles. So in this case, the assault rifle upgrade for the Volks is just a flat-out upgrade, as they overall just benefit from the assault rifles. Little fun fact there for those that weren't aware. Guardsmen moving in here, flanking them with the DP light machine guns. Volks need to be troubled. Their cover, they're shatting. Of course, that's another reason here. Guardsmen just so good. The PTRS rifles also mean that most sort of cover tends to crumble away very quickly under, you know, sustained fire from the Guardsmen, which in that department then tends to make them very difficult. We can see that Apathyprime is starting to struggle a lot more. The lack of machine guns or any sort of high contingent of Sturmpaniers or just any concentration of infantry makes it so the Guardsmen, when concentrated, can pretty much sweep away most of what Apathyprime has at the moment. So that's basically a problem for him. We got Tech up here though. Tank command there for who run Bartertown. We got mechanized regiment here for Apathyprime, so he could go for Luxia quickly, for example, or a Puma if he's more worried about the T-70, which is likely going to hit. DP light machine gun's going up there as well. The DP light machine gun, while not a very effective light machine gun in some ways, was actually a very robust light machine gun. It was described, you know, you could drop it in sand, you know, just covered in it. It could still fire easily. In fact, some argued it would fire better. So it was basically the Kalashnikov before the Kalashnikov, though probably not quite as good, though. But just as durable. Volks moving up here. Heavy assault rifle there against the Guardsmen. Important, they're being grabbed by the penal troops here by the centre. We got Sturmpaniers, we got the Lux on the way, the Aufklärungspanzer. Guardsmen there firing at the increasing horde here. Volks Canadians need our support from the Guardsmen. Of course, we could just try and fall back here. I mean, basically give up on the point here, fall back, and then concentrate his defence a bit better. Overall, make it harder for Apathyprime there to push through, because then he's going up against, you know, a lot of light machine guns, which I think would be a better choice. Now he does fall back here. And head-on assault for some there from Apathyprime is going to be very bloody. In fact, looks like he realises that, and he's going to try and sort of maybe flank about here, attacking from another point. We can see, in fact, who run Bartertown is further falling back, perhaps realising his flank is actually a bit exposed there. Sharp decision, I think, there by who run Bartertown. with the 6-guard tank corps. Point there being grabbed. Looks out. Clear on his panzer. And here's one getting to cover there. We got the T-70 out here. Kugelwagen still heading up there. Has not been able to escape here. The iron grasp of who run Bartertown. There you go. Fulton's about to get wiped out. Oh dear, he pops too soon. He not attacked infantry. Oh dear. He allows the Fulton to get away there. That is a huge loss there for who run Bartertown. He could have wiped those. And he's got a damaged engine there. That is actually pretty bad in particular. There we go. There's a Raketen nearby. I mean, that engine is nearby, but actually suffering here from the Kugelwagen. Oh dear, this is quickly turning into a bit of a mess here for who runs Bartertown. Kugelwagen goes down. Guardsman dropping a DP light machine gun, but thankfully, well for him, not Apathyprime, Fault's gun has been upgraded, can't pick up additional weapons. So that means he has to get the Sturmpioneers up there and then grab it, but he's more likely to want to focus and prioritize. Well, actually not the looks because it's back here, which actually makes more sense. We've got an MG-35 out there for Apathyprime. T-7 rolling about. Do you need to be careful though? It has been fixed up a little bit, but there's still a Raketen there, for which you should remember is still there. Panzerfaust off. Holy moly, that was a very lucky combo hit there from Apathyprime. The Volkswagen Raketen have hit there, and I think that was just at the edge of its arc of fire there, wiping out the T-70 light tank. That's definitely going to relieve some of the pressure there off Apathyprime. That's going to be a loss there to who run Bartertown. He's actually now going for the assault gun in response to the looks. And the South MG-34 opening up the penal troopers. The MG-34 obviously being the predecessor to the MG-42, rather ran on similar principles, just that the MG-34 was a lot harder to produce and more expensive to produce and also maintain, plus it had a slow rate of fire. And the Germans rather prioritized higher rate of fire since they found out through studies that basically is what matters with a machine gun in terms of killing is the first few moments, because after those first few seconds everybody's basically hit the dead and gone into cover, meaning you really need to get the first few kills there. So that was also where it's most accurate and also where you needed the most bullets. After that, accuracy tends not to matter so much. Again, it did matter so much there for them. So that's basically sort of how the MG-34 and MG-42 came about there in a sense. They also sort of firmed sort of more principle for sort of more modular machine gun, could serve both as light and a medium machine gun, which was also a bit novel at that point, where most armies operated with them sort of as separate concepts entirely. You know, most medium machine guns, for example, were water cooled, where the light ones obviously weren't so much. So some fun facts there. Fun fact: Volkswagen get caught out in the open over as the Guardsman, and that really does not help them. As you can quickly note that they are quickly suffering a heavy casualties there in a matter of seconds against the double guards force there. Quickly, Petrov, I want them all dead. Yes, that one too. Good, Petrov, good.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
SU-6 falling a bit back. Could try and barrage, perhaps he's being cautious here. We got Scavenge out there, we got Jaegers out, ready to support it at the front line, serving as immediate reinforcements, which is what some people like to use the infiltration troops as, less just to harass, but just more to provide immediate reinforcements at some point close to the front line. Certainly I've been known to do that from time to time. You got Sats charge against the Jaegers, quickly knocking out the house. SU-6 moving up, then they go getting hit on the looks with its 76.2mm gun. Up north there we got Darkburst, the Fulton Grenadiers. As you might notice, the cover is quickly shattered through the sheer firepower the Guardsmen wield, forcing the Fulton to retreat. Jaegers there trying to flank. We got the Luxman from the other side. Be careful, the Guardsmen getting counter locked down. In this case though, who run Bartertown takes no chances and immediately hits retreat as soon as the Lux opens up there. Southwards, we also get a bit of pressure there from Apathyprime. We've got a Volkswagen squad being dispatched, then a mission of utmost importance to the Reich. We're up to 3 guard squads now to run Bartertown, plus 2 penal troopers. That is a lot of more elite infantry there from the Russians, and a lot of firepower overall. That could prove to be a bit of a problem for Apathyprime, who's actually now suffered some losses. He's positioning an MG-34 here in the centre, which obviously denies this point, but at the same time, he has to be careful. He doesn't allow it to just be too passive, because versus opponent with a lot of infantry, you want your MG-34s to be a bit more, also MG-42s. You want machine guns to be more aggressive, more supporting infantry, giving an advantage there on those spots rather than just defending, because in particular, just a victory point can't necessarily be that much worth, in particular if you then lose the fuel point or any of the other points. So a more sort of aggressive roaming machine gun supporting infantry tends, I think, to be more useful. In particular when your opponent has most of the map there anyways. Sandbags being laid down, they've got a large penal trooper force moving up there. A lot of flamethrowers up as well. And the Volkskunde is quickly hightailed out of there. But what about Ludwig? Ludwig is dead, Jürgen. Ludwig is dead. Very dead. Let's hope he's dead, because otherwise the Russians will do terrible things to him. Looks halted here by the Guardsman. The tractor, though, collapses into his heap of scrap and rust. Who run Bartertown? Should probably consider taking up there. Apathyprime could go for Noswind here. Could work out if he can flank the SU-6 with it. He might have a chance there. Of course, at the same time, if Huron Bartertown brings up more armor, the Ostwind could become a bit of a liability. In particular, since Apathyprime's only got a single Kednev at the moment, he's got access to 0 Panzerschrecks. A fresh Volker squad out there by getting the assault rifles there. Most of the fighting that's happening in the north here. And we got artillery barrages there available for Apathyprime and the 3rd Panzer Division. Jäger's closing in on Veterans 1. Quick shot there, and the Luke spotting it up as well, trying to get as much damage in as possible. The Kednev setting up. Rather slowly though. Also, generally, the Kednev, I believe, was only handed out to Falkenberg units and the like there because, well, it was light and most other units would, had anti-tank guns or a lot of Panzerschrecks. It's a little sort of fun fact there. In fact, as the war progressed, most anti-tank guns were basically replaced or meant to replace with the large sort of companies equipped with Panzerschrecks. Much to the dismay of those who had to wield them, because anti-tank guns did offer more range. And that's more of a sense of, surviving. Guardsmen taking minor losses. SU-6 hanging back. We got the Jägers flanking in there. Bit risky since there's still the assault run in theory, which could begin bombarding them, but he's trying nonetheless. Obviously, Apathyprime at this point could continue trying to strike into the south with a big push, go for the fuel point and the Cough point here. I mean, he could do it because currently Huron Bartertown is supposed to post in the north, so he keeps up a small force enough to just keep him occupied, then make a big push into the south. Good lord. My apologies there. Then you could grab a lot of points there, deny it, and maybe force Huron Bartertown to make some kind of awkward move that might not quite be beneficial for him. MD-34 holding the penal troopers with the rapid fire. Going for the fuel point, then we got engineers charging into their assault rifles, doing what they can, then the Sturmgewehr. Assault run close to Veterancy 1 more. Kednev's there for Apathyprime. He's got the truck out there as well. He'll probably set up straight punted quarters. So I think you should try and do it within the space. I mean, he can in theory try to set up close to the front. The problem is right now, his front is very exposed. Meaning even one single attack there could quickly knock out the spare punted quarters while it's being set up, meaning he's going to lose a lot of resources. So that's something that he has to keep in mind. Right here, probably suggest trying to sneak up like Kednev and some other units trying to flank the assault gun and catching a bit of a trap there, but it seems like he's going to try and engage it head on. He could, of course, use the cautious movement on the look to sort of spot ahead there. And we got to push into the south actually. Jäger's Volkskunde supported by Kednev, so that's good, that's good. Looks they're taking down to disaster gain, Veterancy 2. Which gives it a high rate of fire, better accuracy, which is always good. Kednev landing a good hit there on the assault gun. Still no tech up though from Huron Bartertown. He should definitely consider that by now. Get something going there. Kednev being pushed back there by the Guardsman in the south though. He needs to keep moving here, keep pressuring, keep moving forward. And there we go. Would we have Huron Bartertown setting up the mechanized armor company, preparing for the tanks. Here, troops healing, reinforcing. And looks they're doing his best he can to deal with the Guardsman. Needs to get the Sturmpioneers on it as well. And like Kednev was on, there you go. Schwer Panzer Quarter here. He tries to cover the Cough, but again, as we note, it's very exposed. It's in this case quickly spotted and being attacked. And of course, while the MD-34 can help it versus the Guardsmen, there's still one big assault gun shaped problem, the Su-76, plus more Guardsmen in theory. I mean, it's already there just for the Guard Squad, taking it down to less than half health here. And there we go, we got the assault gun bombarding. We got an artillery barrage down here on the Guardsman. And he's going to lose it, there we go, cancel it, getting barely any resources left. And the thing is, the faster you cancel it, the more resources you get back. In those cases, the more damage you suffer, the less you get. So in this case, Apathyprime didn't really get much back there from the Schwer Panzer quarters, meaning it's basically a huge loss for him right there. Huge loss. And that really sort of sticks things over to the advantage of Huron Bartertown, who's now calling in the T-3045. One thing, though, that I think is very important to notice is, though, Huron Bartertown has yet to mine anything. That's actually a huge mistake there. Again, if you hold a lot of territory, again, you want to begin preparing defending it, because opposite, at some point, you can't attack anymore unless you're sort of really ahead there.
Forces are neutralizing a sector.
And thing is, he's not prepared at all. There's not a single mine, I think, been laid down here by him. Not a flare mine, a regular mine, no demo charges, no sandbags. There's been nothing here, which allows Apathyprime then to quickly re-establish some kind of map control. And there we go, we got the T-45 up there for Apathyprime. Rolling ahead with its 85mm gun. Northern victory point, be secured victory point wise, so it's actually a lead here for Apathyprime over who run Bartertown. Looks halfway to Veteran 3. So will he go for a Puma? Will he go for the Ostwind? What will he do here? Because he's going to be in a bit of trouble here with all the firepower that who run Bartertown has. Plus he's called up a heavy mortar as well. A 120mm mortar. D-85 rolling ahead. Forces they're coming under fire. And immediately suffering a loss. Big push here, supported by infantry and artillery and tanks. That's definitely going to be a bit of a problem here for Apathyprime. He's going to have to do this really well to sort of stop it. Oh, Bartertown just has to be something really bad. Troops here being pushed back. We even got a PTRS on the Jaegers. McKenna front with the T-35. Forces moving up. Looks to get the support. Puma almost done. Guards, they're taking fire out in the open. We got grenades assault up from the penal troopers. Satchels being emptied there of the grenades and just flung at the penal trooper. There go, Garten push back and lost an incendiary grenade off. Heavy mortar fire raining down there. Looks like Kednev for there. Overall, just sweeping forwards, and Apathyprime's got nothing there. His MD-34, for example, wasn't positioned in any way to help his forces defend the fuel points. That really puts him in a very awkward position here. Again, he's being, I think, too passive with the machine gun, which really begs the question, why did he get it? We got the Puma out here for Apathyprime. Should help it versus the vehicles. Maybe in the tank a bit, if he can handle it well. Otherwise, it's quickly going to end up in flames. Otherwise, we got the 234 Puma out there. No, by the way, there were like 4 variants of this armoured car, and only the one with this turret, by the way, and the 50mm gun was known as the Puma. Though commonly, the other variant is also called the Puma, at least the one with the autocannon like these say looks. Troops they're healing reinforced. You should try and pressure in the south. A lot of players tend to just harassing and sort of trying to chip away at their opponent's territory elsewhere, forcing them to divert resources and attention there. I mean, as for dealing with this, one option we try and take the route up here, so try and flank and hit them from points where they're not quite expecting it, or possibly launch an assault through here into the centre, then sort of try and hit them from re-hitting some of the more exposed units like the heavy mortar, forcing that to retreat, and also force the who run Bartertown to again you have to react awkwardly. Guards from there taking a lot of damage, got forces charging forward, pretty risky, no attempt at flanking there by Apathyprime. Guards on the suffering, we got the assault gun up here. Kednev was moving ahead, assault gun moving ahead, still on punish there, go heavy fire down the assault gun, which is close to Veteran 3. Need to retreat though quickly though, before like Kednev's knocking out. Also the Puma looks forced back, T-54 engaging here, flanking like Kednev, the Puma moves up, shoots and bounces. Like Kednev on the other hand successfully penetrates the tank's armour. Heavy mortar continues to fire away then in support of the mighty Red Army. Guardsman moving forward, trying to position his force correctly. We've got the Puma opening up on the Guardsmen. Katusha following up here for who run Bartertown. A bit of rocket artillery could definitely give Apathyprime here a lot of issues since his force is mostly infantry and support weapons. If you have the MD-34 again, he would be, I think, supports men better, suppress some of those troops and overall make the firefight a bit more equal. But again, he's very insistent keeping the MD-34 there, which overall means it doesn't achieve much. Except, give him some peace of mind. It is time here, though, for the mid-game analysis in terms of damage. Apathyprime is ahead of who run Bartertown, but only by a bit. Kills-wise, it's actually who run Bartertown who's ahead. Granted, he's also been using high-caliber infantry, but at the same time, though, he's also been more aggressive. So, it's pretty equal there with a slight edge there, so not too bad for Apathyprime in that department. Army value-wise, again, overall Apathyprime, but as the game progressed, it's more and more who run Bartertown. Resource float-wise, who run Bartertown has actually been floating a lot, and he's actually floating a ton of munitions. He's got 500. Again, it tends to be sort of one of those spots that, again, where players tend to sort of slip up. And it tends in particular to be the aggressive players who sort of tend to slip up. Then they tend to forget, again, at some point, you kind of run out of possibilities to sort of be really aggressive. You have to prepare, you have to shift over to the defensive, and then you sort of have to, do something about it. So again, that is a lot of mines. That is, I don't know. roughly close to 20 mines, maybe 17 mines there all in all, which again could do a lot of damage to Apathyprime, slow him down, and overall make things a lot bloody easier for who run Bartertown. So I mean, really, he should get down some mines, lay down some mines here, here, there, here, lay down some mines here, there, 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 there. I mean, look for sort of spots that sort of appear like choke points, but not necessarily are, and just begin laying down mines. For example, here, near to the points. I mean, just lay down some mines on the roads. Just put them down who run Bartertown. Really, just get down some mines. As many of them can. Lay down some flare trip mines, just across here. Just to slow down Apathyprime. Force him to be more cautious, begin bleeding him out a bit. If he can do that again, he could, give himself quite an edge there over Apathyprime. But so far, again, he doesn't seem that interested in mines, and that could prove to be quite a fatal mistake. Otherwise, get out some more tanks off the Katyusha, but overall just mine stuff. And if he really has to attack, try and attack through here, and attack into Apathyprime's base from the south, cause him to be uncomfortable inside his own base. Makes him hit and run attacks, and force him to have to consider their further overall slowing him down. Or try and attack the MD-34 in the center here. But overall just, mines. As for Apathyprime, he needs to do something in this. And I think overall needs to change direction a bit. That he's just constantly attacking into a sort of well dug in opponent. There's an entire south part of the map for some that's open. Hit that. Consider laying down some mines to make it harder for who run Bartertown to then counter-attack into it. I mean, that could do a lot there, I think, for Apathyprime. Would open up some more resources again, force who run Bartertown to sort of shift about there. So that could very well be an idea there for Apathyprime. Or at least has to attack here. Again, flank for here, and then hit into here, go for some of the softer targets. Attack behind the infantry, force them to act, and again, try and catch them in more bad situations there, rather than just allowing them to just sit at range and fire their assault not assault rifle, but light machine guns and semi-automatics at your forces. If you can do that again, I think Apathyprime is a good chance. You'll probably have to go for another Puma, maybe an Osprey sort of pressure the infantry, because again that's really the sort of the main pressure here. But at the same time, he also has to still keep the tanks in mind. But overall, less attacks head on, and try and attack either elsewhere or try to attack from the flank. Try and hit them from behind, catch them in the softer spots, the vital bits, and then just hurt them really badly. If he just keeps going through here, it could very well end up poorly, unless he pulls off something really clever, he gets lucky. So let's return to the fight and see what happens next. Hey, Mortify there in the MG crew. Did you hear something, Otto? Maybe, but I can't hear anything. Oh, is this incessant artillery bombing? I think it was that. Oh, alright. Moving about there, has yet to sort of do any damage at all. Troops healing, reinforcing. Just Apathyprime here very much on the defense, on the back foot. MD-34 forced to abandon the house there as repeated mortar bombs strike through the roof and the walls, rather crumpling it all a bit. Got the Katyusha out there for Bartertown. No, by the way, I do believe this is sort of the more regular version. There was also a bigger one, though, that actually fired some really big rockets. I think we're talking like 30 centimeters or something like that. Used huge rockets. Also, some of the smaller rockets could also be mounted to stuff like, T-70 light tanks. Sort of be fired that way. Little fun fact, actually.
Supply sector under attack.
A bit like, for example, those remember the hotchkiss from Company 1, could be attached with Stukas Fus rockets and then fire them that way. In the case of the T-70, mounted on the top, not on the sides.
Standing by. Mines all set.
Barton standing back there. Now he's actually laying down some mines. Took him long enough. I also suspect there's some other things going on there. Certainly a lot of munitions that suddenly went away there. Go, more mines. Taking 40 into the last gun positions here. They're not pretty much inside the base. Got people that are taking losses from the looks of the Volksgunners and the Jaegers. Got a Katyusha barrage here. Finally got Jaegers actually staring at it. For some reason he's not really reacting. He's not even moving down his tank. And there you go. Apathyprime says an opportunity. He goes in for it with the Puma. Oh, he's going to lose the Katyusha here. And there you go. Katyusha went down. A dire mistake there for who run Bartertown. Again, he exposed his flank. Apathyprime actually sorted out and punished him for it. Good work there for Apathyprime. Definitely mistake there by who run Bartertown. It's not going to be GG, obviously not quite yet, but that's definitely going to give Apathyprime a bit of hope, a bit of spirit. I mean, he got the Katyusha before he really did any serious damage. And he pretty much just negated, you know, roughly 85 fuel and 360 manpower on the spot there. Good work. That's going to put a bit of pressure on Hoover. Bartertown also going to be more cautious perhaps about his flanks. Veterans to flee on the looks there. Puma falling back, avoiding a shot there from the assault gun. Now veterans to flee. Puma needs to further fall back here. Another close hit there. Very close. And there we go. Also troops again heading south, but straight around and take away territory there. T-55 there. Vessel Kednefer with mortar support. A lot of guards there pushing forwards, and we got an Austrian flak panzer out there for Apathyprime, and the third panzer that is shown us so far mostly seems to be the Aufklärungsabteilung, or Reconnaissance Battalion. Guardsmen under fire, looks opening up, Ostman also joining in, a lot of anti-infantry firepower there on the guardsmen, almost annihilating them. In the south, T-55 they're pushing back the focus, but not before something a damaged engine. Nasty. They need to make a big push here now. There's actually an opportunity for a big push to break through into the north again, reclaim it for the fatherland. And there goes assault gun, lands a good hit there on the Puma. Folks are sitting out there with their assault rifles in hand. And he's back to flooding a lot of munitions. He didn't actually finish off a lot of mines in the end. Could have laid down a lot more, to be honest. He still can. His guardsmen can lay down flare trip mines. Penal troopers can't, though. They got Ura and the other ability, the one where you need to become better at fighting. The more they suffer, basically just the last man. It was known as Seal, I believe, in Company's Run, which was actually a Wehrmacht ability on the defensive doctrine. It actually used terror. Basically caused them to do more damage, be harder to kill with every loss. Meaning the last man standing was generally pretty nasty, though generally that was also really, really risky. As you take down the fire by Kednefer, the Jaegers moving ahead of the PTRS, almost guarded. Looks Puma Osman moving about here. T-55 number 2 almost down there for Hoover and Bartertown. Grabbing points in the centre, south being re-secured, but again he's managed through this just to draw away a lot of Hoover and Bartertown's forces from the north. So I mean again, just even a single unit there can act as a suitable diversion to make it easy to attack somewhere else. So good work there by Apathyprime. T-55 sitting out there. Jaegers they're catching the hay mortar, quick grenade launch there. Guards under fire from the Puma and the Lux. Fox is also opening up, and then the guards start increasingly dilapidating the church. Going as much as you can back there from Hoover and Bartertown, the 6th Guards Tank Corps, and the South Penal Troopers pushing forwards there. Into an ND-34, which is overall still used rather passively there by Apathyprime. Bottom there being secured. Guardsmen there being blasted by the Austrian flak panzer and the Lux, which is now close to Veteran 4, gaining extra range, and of course at Veteran 5 he gains the ability to suppress infantry. At which point Hoover and Bartertown's guardsmen might actually, find things a bit tough. Up north, Steel plays versus Guardsmen, Jaeger supporting. We've got 2 Jaeger squads there for Apathyprime. And the South T-55 they're setting up. Forces need to evacuate the church right now. There we go. Guardsmen under fire. Close to a mine, though, need to be careful about that actually. T-55 shooting at the Steel plants like Jaegers up north need to retreat. We've got Guardsmen supporting the T-55 as well. Jaegers push back, kind of 2 strike here. Oh, no, against the hay mortar, and it wipes it entirely. The hay mortar, though, is still usable if someone were to grab it, say German, but the crew itself is quite dead. Vasily, in fact, is exploded, turned into little bits of gips. You got the Issue 6 moving ahead there. T-55, so both are good to go. Continue to pressure into the north. We got no immediate response here from Apathyprime, perhaps feeling apathetic, or perhaps waiting for something else. I mean, he could track, there we go, with the 2nd Puma. 2 Pumas will still struggle, but they'll certainly be able to do a lot more damage to the tanks. Though, of course, it still requires Apathyprime to not try and use his Pumas like tanks. If it does, he'll very quickly end up regretting that. But again, harassment in the south here from the Volksgrenadiers. Again, that's going to draw someone into the south there. 2nd Puma halfway done. Looks being fixed up. But again, he's also now stretching across a lot of territory there.
Forces capturing supply
Bartertown so
sector.
far struggles in the centre and the north. Though thankfully, again, it's not a huge forces into the south, just one. We also got a mine there. But overall, who run Bartertown is still floating a lot of munitions. He could still be laying down a lot of mines. And again, also flare trap mines, which again can do a bit there. Church collapsed. Folks goes here versus the T-35. Looks in the centre. MG-34 supporting there. Go guards. Oh, people taking heavy loss. We've got full guardsmen up north here. Veteran 4 for the looks increasing his range. Guardsmen suppressed here by the MG-34 up north here. Incendiary pushing onto the guardsmen there. In the north it just seems like a stalemate. The Puma, the Osprey moving about. There we go. Puma shoots at the guardsmen, sending them very quickly running. The sharp warning shot. Folks with strange to mine there. Lucky for him it wasn't the Puma, otherwise the T-35s and the assault guns could just have knocked it out then and there. Folks with moving ahead was there trying. Oh! Half the unit gone there to hit, and there go Puma flanking the SU-6. They could actually try and use aim here. Aim shot. Fun fact about aim shot this. On tanks, it just prevents them from using their, turret because they can't move it, but on assault guns, it actually prevents them from shooting entirely. So in that regard, it works like a target weak point from the Stug on things like SU-6s and SU-85s. Little fun fact there for those that were not aware. Damage engine the Puma, close to 22. T-35 and the Jaegers doubled up, but also bunched up. Still getting the assault gun. Does, I think, constitute a small victory there for Apathyprime, who's slowly getting back a bit of territory there versus who run Bartertown and the 6 guards tank corps. Puma's going to need some repairs, still close to 22. Troop ceiling reinforcing, back here. Bit of repairs going on. And another T-34 they're ready. So that's 3 T-34s versus 2 Raketnevs and 2 Pumas and a PTRS. Guardsman into MG-34 fire. Jaeger standing about there. Raketnev will push back. And there you go. Guardsman quickly retreating in the face of the loops. You got Guardsman here versus Volskers and Jaegers. In the centre there, Guardsman suppressed here by the MG-34. Another push into the south here by some Volks Grenadiers. And there you go, T-34 striking. Hits the Ostwind, though I think that's actually by accident. I mean, that's the thing. These sectors use actual projectiles. And in case that means if they hit something else, they can hit one target, they can hit another target by accident later behind it, which can lead to some rather crazy shots. Where in theory, you couldn't shoot from, say, here, and it could actually go closely to all the way over here. Theoretically. I mean, it's possible, it's just really, really rare. Folks, they're taking heavy loss there from the T-35 being pushed back. Looks getting off a few shots there, pinging them off from the T-35. Which reminds me of a sort of fun fact about early T-34-76s. Earlier ones were actually made sort of like big cast iron bells, which resulted in cases where basically German anti-aircraft crews could get tank crews to surrender because it just kept pinging away, making the entire thing go off like a bell, driving the crew inside insane. Or at least close to insane, causing them to surrender. So a little fun fact there. Obviously that was corrected, but sort of a little fun detail there. T-35 taking hits from Raketnev for some Pumas. He's attacking head what's in there. No real attempt at flanking by who run Bartertown. I think he's getting rather overconfident as, power of his arm is just allowing him to take a lot of hits that he probably should try to avoid. Also here versus penal troopers. Third terminal flak tying into them. Up north, Guardsman rushing forwards again, victory punch wise. It is a lead there to Apathyprime. Back here, healing reinforcement going on. No further tech up. I mean, he could try and play straight for a King Tiger, but I don't know how effective that would be at the moment. It would mean putting a lot of resources on a hold in one go. Guardsman under fire from the Puma, sneaking up, getting off a few hits. Both T-35s need repairs. So again, he's got tons of munition. He doesn't even need the engineers. He could just be a crew self-repair. I mean, he's floating almost 1,000 munitions. Come on, who run Bartertown? Get down some mines. Minen. Fed for the Guardsman. Guardsman now getting plastered by the Osprey and the Flak Panzer. Almost right there. T-55 with the strikes, Wrath with 1,000 unions, and there you go, Kevnap's getting some good hits on the T-55, pushing them back. In the centre, Jaeger's getting the victory point there.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
In the south, small engagement as well, folks are successfully pushing back the penal troopers. And in the centre, we got Jaegers versus Guardsmen, but they are quickly outgunned there, and they do fall back to Friends. Up here, Guardsmen versus folks, then they are quickly pushed back. And there's certainly a few opportunities for who run Bartertown to, launch some good attacks, but it seems to just attacking into the sort of front of Apathyprime's lines, instead of trying to look for weak spots and then hit with his full might and break apart Apathyprime. And I'm still surprised, again, he's just floating so many munitions. Again, there's been no self-repairs either there. So, that's definitely, I think, a missed opportunity about who run Bartertown to really take the wind out of Apathyprime at any time and moment. And there we go, another attempt to hit the Schwerpanzer quarters from Apathyprime. Actually couldn't build up a king side because it wasn't finished, silly me.
We are losing supplies.
Up north, victory point there, be secured by the Jaegers. Very close to victory 5 there. Good hit on the Ostwind. Not much there from the heavy mortar. In the actual war, that would have obviously, since that's open top, in which case the crew would have been dead. Boston knocked out the rest of the tank as well. There's ignition to sight, the Ostwind would have cooked off. That could very well have been game over there. In fact, mortars were surprisingly dangerous to tanks. Obviously heavier tanks got more armor. In fact, even on Panzer Force, they tried to increase the top armor, but tanks were generally actually quite vulnerable to artillery attacks, because most of the top armor wasn't that heavy. So a little fun fact there, actually, for those that weren't aware. Barton putting northwards, a single T-45. That looks like we've got a bigger assault planned, except now he's sending in his tanks piecemeal, which is generally not good. And this is not looking very efficient there from who run Bartertown. T-54 quick falling back, there you go, Veteran 2-1. Boom opening up in the T-54, but misses. Quite a bit actually. Other Puma, there's now Veteran 2. Veteran 5 on the looks. Ostwind opening up, Fulton up there to get off a hit there with the Panzerfaust and Kidnappers opening up there. Could lose the T-45 there. Overall, the problem here, I think, for who run Bartertown is basically just piecemeal attacks. There's no real sort of overall greater scheme to it. It was just sort of attack here and there with a few units at a time, and then it sort of turns into a mess, and then he just launches everything. In this case, instant artillery assault needs to retreat! Retreat! Get out of there! Oh, dear. He got lucky there. He got lucky. Still lost the guard squad, but that could have been a lot worse there for who run Bartertown. Narrowly avoiding the mine there. Into the MD-34 here. And we got another heavy mortar team up here for who run Bartertown. That's going to try and just break Apathyprime through artillery supremacy. But really, he just launched a more, decisive attack with all of his tanks and infantry, more coordinated from all points at the same time, maybe laying on the smoke screen. I think it overall pulled it off. The problem was, again, he just sent in one tank there, then a tank there. The problem with that is, it's a lot more easy, while it's also more difficult for you to handle, obviously doing it at the same time, it's also more difficult for your opponent to handle. Again, then he has to manage, several points at the same time, and if you then manage it correctly, you can do more damage that way, if you sort of knew what you're doing and then sort of sneak in someone to flank. But again, more easily managed attacks tend to also be more easily defended against attacks in some ways.
T-34, crude loaded and ready.
Schwerpanzer quarters going up there for Apathyprime. Victory points wise, they're actually close there between each other. The small lead for Apathyprime at the moment. Volkswagen's Jaegers grabbing them the centre victory point. Volkswagen's got Kedno sneak about. They also need fixed up. And we got a guards assault into the looks. 2 centimetre auto cannon fire. There you go. Instantly pinning them almost. Like 2 shots pinned. So much for being the best, eh? And there we go. That's what they do manage to pin it up. button it up there, but ultimately doesn't work there as it looks. 40 kills. Osman, they're shooting at the IL-2 Storming. They're flying about, and there go, quickly shot down. Crashing into the tree line. T-55 moving ahead. Supported by the engineers. Under fire from the engineers. T-55 supporting. Gate troops in reinforcing. T-55 again. He could still just pop, vehicle crew self-repair. You've got enough munitions to run Bartertown. You don't need to, figure out if it's worth it or not. You got a ton of munitions.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
If he were to pop it in free there again, it would just be 90 munitions. He could do that 10 times. Come on, who run Bartertown? Use some of those munitions. Please. It looks like Apathyprime actually ends up winning this. Despite some overall early good opening moves from who run Bartertown. The problem is, A, he's not very good on defense, and later on, he's not that good on attack either when he sort of deals with a more organized defensive foe. And there go close to 3 on the Puma, which also, by the way, makes it really good versus infantry, since the machine gun, the Cracks machine gun, also gets a damage bonus versus infantry. Little fun fact there, actually.
Remain before our defeat. Marking and targeting of vehicles is now
MD-34 still fighting there, virtually too close to virtually 3. Double hay mortar, they're quite hay mortar battery there for Houdan Bartertown. Blasting into Apathyprime machine gun position. Jaegers moving forwards. Look supporting there, suppressing the guard squad, he's attempting to. Grenades going off there, and we got telecalled in here by Apathyprime's Jaegers. This time though he retreats in time.
We must hold the enemy. We are down to our last 25 points.
Massive barrage there, kicking up a lot of dirt.
Territory secured.
Guardsman sitting out. But we can see that who run Bartertown has lost a lot of ground here. Well, he has a big force, he's not really wielding it very effectively anymore. And again, you could have all those 3 tanks ready at the same time. Why don't you use self-repair who run Bartertown? Why do you hate that ability? Why do you hate using munitions? But there you go, tanks attacking, but they're very close to their own behinds. Kedmev is there just blasting away. Before being pushed back in, there you go, GG from who run Bartertown. GG from Apathyprime. And with that, the 6 guards tank or assault comes to an end.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
And there we go, GG, game over. Again, overall in the end, more damage there, more. Actually, end up Bartertown still doing a lot more kills. Although, again, in the end, really close to each other there when you said what they lost. The problem was, again, that who run Bartertown, when it comes down to it, it's not that good of a flanker, more relying just on the raw force of the guard to sort of really push through. And again, when it comes to tanks, he sort of lacks the issue there. Again, can't really just attack in one go. And, at least when he has to attack from one angle, trying to do it at the same time, I mean, in those cases, having one you just attack moving, but then sort of having them all attack moving, then you're sort of managing the more specific movements in there can be an idea, But otherwise, you should try to flank, have someone sneak up here, take a long path, and then once he's been along to the big attack through here, then he sort of attacks from the rear, getting in there, getting some of the more valuable units, and also catching Apathyprime off guard, causing chaos and confusion. But again, it just attacked with one unit here, one there, and that makes him a lot more easy to deal with. Secondly, again, the failure to defend properly using mines. He can hit a ton of munitions. That could have been a lot of mines. And right fact there, we're probably looking at 30 mines. Again, that could have done a lot of damage there to Apathyprime. So that was definitely, I think, a big mistake there on who run Bartertown. For Apathyprime, again, mistake on the first round, punted quarters. Could have used his machine gun a lot more actually as well. He was way too passive with an MD-34. Had he used it more actually, I think he would have done a lot better job there as a who run Bartertown, to be honest. And particularly then he also gotten 2 of them. So I think that was a mistake there by Apathyprime, to be fair. He could also rest more on the south, but overall a good job there. He could also benefit from mines, though. as well there. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. Hope it gives you additional matches. If you did want to subscribe, tell a friend, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay and part some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Lynching. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Cheers.